Today we're going to talk about bookkeeping. One of the most effective ways of building your food store is developing the habit of tracking those food transactions. And I don't mean tracking every time food goes into your mouth, so that would have some health benefits. I'm talking about tracking what goes in and out of the storeroom. So there's a variety of ways this can be done, and depends on the person how you want to do it. But the main purpose or the main objective is keeping the books for measuring your progress so that you can see if you're accomplishing your goals, storage goals. And an inventory is the best indicator of whether you are meeting your acquisition goals. It can be updated as infrequently or as frequently as you desire, but as a general rule, the more frequently you do it, the more likely you will be consistent at acquiring your food. All right, I want to just go over a few systems, types of inventory, and then if any of them serve you, that would be great. The main one, and then there's just variations of it, is the perpetual inventory sheets. Now, this can be a sheet that lists all of the products on it, or it could be a product on each sheet. So it just depends on how you want to do it. And when I say sheets, that could be written on paper, or it could be a spreadsheet, a digital one. The variation on that is the illustrated inventory, where you use pictures. Or even boxes, where you set your goals in one color and what you have in another color, and you mark it off and whatnot. Anyway, it's just a visual for those of us that are visual learners. It's just a visual way of tracking the goal as well as when you use the ones that you had, and then you can do those. One concept is what's called a monthly charge slip. It's basically every time you take something out of the storeroom, you have to make an entry in the charge slip. And then once a month, as you go pay your bills, you pay that much back into the food fund so that you're replacing dollar for dollar, not necessarily product for product. But you also update your inventory at that time as to what came out. And then when you buy food, you update the inventory and what goes in. One thing since I've been working on this family store, is incorporating what's the price tag. And basically you make a price tag and put it on each product in the storeroom. And then when you're making dinner and you need some Parmesan cheese, you just run to the storeroom and you pull that off the shelf. You take the little, and I've got my visual here. You take the little sticker off and stick it on the clipboard, and then you can continue making dinner and not have to worry about making an entry, which I found was very difficult to stop, get the pen, shift gears, and go into bookkeeping mode. But if I'm just taking that off and then get the can opener or whatever, I can stay focused on the task, but I still have a way of tracking. And I will admit this system is time intensive. It has taken, and it's been a long time since I've replaced this. So this is more than a month's worth of purchases, but it took a long time to set up the system, but I'm loving the ability to just keep track, and it keeps my inventory purchased so that I can sit down once a month, document everything on the sheet, the perpetual inventory. And then when I go to the store, I just put the stickers on, put it on the shelf. It's awesome. All right, another option is we live in a digital world and everybody has a phone. So keeping an inventory on, there's apps out there for tracking. And so that's another convenience that doesn't require a pen and paper. And probably the one I use the most frequently, but probably the least effective, is anytime I get inspired, enrichment meeting or sacrament meeting or whatever, and they talk about food storage, and I think, oh, I gotta get on that. And I have to get my inventory, and I can't find the old one. And so I have to go down to the storeroom and I just write down everything that I find there, and that's my current inventory. Or if I did have the old one, I can compare, say, oh, okay, there's some patterns here. This is how much we use. We had that much last time and we're not using it, or whatever. You can maybe measure the progress that way. So those are just some ideas on how to keep books for your family store and to keep those inventories current. I did want to say that it's almost impossible to be consistent at purchasing your food stuff if you don't have an inventory method that is keeping that a habit. I guess the habit is what we're working towards. So if you don't have that habit, chances are really slim that you're going to get your